Welcome to the Sports Visions TV show. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I had to tell you what, I took about 48 hours, 72 hours off, man, just to get away, clear my head, and I tell you, man, I'm back fresh and ready to go.
Hey, man, you got to be regrouped, man. Regroup is good, man, to be able to regroup, DJ, and rest like that. You needed that, player.
Absolutely. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll tell you about who else is going to have an opportunity to get some rest thanks to COVID in the SEC. And I tell you what, Dale, the NBA has decided that they're going to start playing in December.
That's right, man. They're going to start in December, DJ, 72 games. Hey, they got to get back to work.
And, of course, the high school football season is heating up, and we're already into the first round of playoffs in Alabama and, of course, real close on the Georgia side. All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
Honey, how will we ever tell everyone about the great new brands we have in?
Do you mean the No Love, or the Four Pockets Full, the Rich Forever, or the In? All of those brands will be here and more.
We have a large selection of LRG and Aku,
Black Pyramid, the Latif Gray, the Hustle Gang, and as always, we carry a large selection of New Era caps.
So come see us at the Clothes Connection located at 3360 Buena Vista Road or call 706-984-8575.
Bus is coming in 10 minutes. Come eat breakfast.
Hey, watch the homework.
Do you know it's supposed to rain?
Where's my gray hat?
Where did you leave it?
It's your body.
What time does practice end today?
I like that headband. It really makes a statement.
Are you gonna wear this to work? Let's go. Bus is here.
Liberty Utilities natural gas. So reliable, you'll forget we're there.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, high school football is heating up. Alabama, I tell you what, they're off and running in the first round of the playoffs. Congratulations to the Central Red Devils. They put it on Fairhope pretty good, man.
They did a good job, DJ. And if I'm Patrick Nix, I'm ecstatic right now, DJ, because really they played their best football in last week's playoff game. They won handsomely. And I think at the same time, DJ, you know, when playoffs start, your new season starts. And I think Central really wanted to get that old season out the way.
Joseph Papa McKay, another wonderful opportunity to go out and show what he can do, man. Had over 176 yards. In the first quarter, first half, had several touchdowns, and it seems like every week he's gotten over 200 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. I just can't wait to see what his stats are here at the end of the year.
It's going to be interesting to see that, DJ, and he's already signed and committed to go to Mississippi State. And I think really a lot of other people are going to be trying to get this young man. And I'm sure, you know, we believe in recommitting also, but I think really he's going to have a great opportunity to go to any school in the country that he wants to, DJ. But I think one of the biggest things is that it's just a resurgence of the Central Red Devils.
And of course, Jason Gibson he hung a 50 burger on Clark Prep, man. And you know, we talked to Jason a couple of weeks ago, and he's fired up. He feels good about his football team, and it seems to be the power in the private schools in Alabama.
That's right, man. I mean, really, I think really for as Glenwood is concerned, Jason Gibson had done a great job, DJ, and I think really their only competition might be Bessemer, who they played the first game of this year, but really Glenwood looks like a totally different team, man.
And of course, Lynette, and of course, they doing their thing, man. Coach out there, Coach
Clifford
Story is doing his thing,
right,
man. Again, he's just built for the playoffs, man. That's what they do.
That's what they do, man. And Clifford Story, even though they lost early in the year to Valley, DJ, they've been kind of playing with a chip on their shoulders right now. And you know Clifford Story is going to have these guys ready, always winning the region up there in Lynette. And really, one of the biggest things about they have their eyes on the state championship.
Auburn and Opelika, I mean, they seem prepared to continue as well.
They continue to, DJ. Auburn's keep on going. They won their region this year for the first time in a long time. Opelika is playing very well. They're doing very good. And like I said, DJ, you know, you get an opportunity to have a restart when these playoffs start.
Yes, you're right about that, because we always say that when you get to the playoffs, it's a new season.
That's right.
Forget about what you did to get to the playoffs, but now you just have to win one game at a time. On the Georgia side of things, Dale, obviously, George Washington Carver Tigers, man, they put it on Columbus High School. The homecoming was changed to against Columbus High, of course, this past Friday night, but the showdown will be, of course, this Friday night, going up against Hardaway. Both of them number one seeds in the region, man. And you know what? You're Hardaway, I'm Carver.
That's right.
I bet you a bottle of water.
I bet you a quarter.
That's how we used to do it when we were younger.
We're going to have to do that. I've been looking forward to this game. Michael Woodridge has been looking forward to this game, DJ, and I think really Hardaway has a good enough team to give Carver some competition. It's going to be an interesting game, and I think really everybody in the city other than Carver, they're based on if they can play up against Carver, and I think it's going to be an interesting game, man.
One thing I need you to do this week, I need you to go over and get some Hardaway gear from Coach Woodridge, because I'm going to don my Carver gear, so we'll go. We'll wear on Friday. We'll wear our high school gear.
That's right. We'll wear that, DJ. And really, one of the good things about it, though, as far as us being so involved with high school football this year, we've had that opportunity to broadcast a Calvary Christian game. But the opportunities are there, and I think really, DJ, as long as we continue to do sports vision and continue to keep that mission statement in mind about pushing and promoting these high school players, man, everything's going to be good around here.
Yeah, absolutely. And things are good in Harris County. Harris County was able to get another victory in, of course, this past weekend, and going into this week again with a lot of with a lot at stake. They know that they have a good team, and you know what? You just got to play each and every week.
You got to play each and every week, DJ. And even with Harris County outside the region, you got Chatco playing very good football. You got the Brookstone and Pacelli game coming up here. It's going to be big, man. We got football everywhere around here. Not just football. We have good football.
Great football, indeed. Of course, and again, not just because we're saying it, but you see every year there's kids from this area that pop up on these Division I powerhouse teams. Of course, I mean, I don't even want to get into naming them all because I'm going to leave some out, but we have some good football around here. While we're speaking of good football, we're going to recognize and honor some good football players and coaches coming up in a few weeks. Obviously, it's the 13th annual Sports Visions High School Football Awards, and you will have an opportunity to see it right here, Dale. And, we probably got out to see more high school games this year than we have in quite some time. And I tell you what, we saw some doggone good players.
We saw some good players, DJ, and really one of the biggest things about these players, they're ranked already. You got 5-star players all the way down to 1-star players, but you got players on every level, from the private school level to the high school level. We're going to honor 26 of these high schools in East Alabama and West Central Georgia this year, like we do every year. And I think really some of the best players are in the country come from this area.
And with that said, over 50 of the top high school football players in East Alabama and West Central Georgia will have the opportunity to be recognized. And of course, over, again, Dale, you mentioned 25, 26 schools, so that means those head coaches will be honored and recognized as well. And we don't just give it to the best offensive and defensive player. You have some other things that we take pride in, Dale. The academic awards are really what we like, of course, and on the coach's side, not just the coach of the year. The coach on the rise, a coach who has shown that, the discipline, the focus, and the passion of coming up. That's right. I like that because, it's more to it than just winning and losing all the time.
I mean, really, that's been big, DJ. Even from the community service standpoint, we recognize people in the community that help all out, help everyone in the community. Our corporate giants that we always support, and we'll be recognizing them also, DJ. But one of the other things that we'll do, we're going to recognize that middle school player of the year too, DJ.
That's right.
And we continue, and when you talk about Joseph Papa McCoy, he's won that middle school player of the year, to look back and see all the good players that we've had, that we brought along in these 13 years, really, man, just shows you how big this award ceremony is.
Like you said, we're going to honor the middle school player, but of course, because of last year and because of the support of Tim Walton, Coach Tim Walton, now with the Jacksonville Jaguars, of course, hometown hero, we honored the middle school coach of the year in honor of Tim Walton. So again, we're getting there, but with your support, and if you think that if there's something else out there that you think that deems honorable for us to celebrate and recognize, hey, give us a call, because obviously we're looking for more sponsors, and we can't do this alone. We really appreciate the sponsors who've been with us going on 13 years, and we have some that, they might want to come up and be a part of it this year.
I mean, really, you said something big, DJ. Really, we want to recognize all the kids that are really worthy of being recognized from an academic standpoint, from the athletic standpoint, people in the community. We love recognizing people, and just like you said, DJ, if you want to sponsor an award, all you got to do is just call DJ at 706-681-1136 or call Dale Williams at 706-681-5192.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is Sports Visions.
Greetings, this is Reverend Thomas H. Mills Jr., pastor of Spirit, Truth, and Liberty Ministries, Inc., located at 3574 Macon Road, Columbus, Georgia. I want to invite you to join us in our weekly worship services. On Sunday mornings, our worship service is held at 11 a.m. on Facebook at Spirit, Truth, and Liberty Ministries, Inc.STLMI. On Tuesday evenings, our Women's Bible Study is held at 7 p.m. led by Associate Minister Terry Myers via Zoom. On Thursdays, our General Bible Study is held at 7 p.m. also via Zoom. On Fridays, a word of encouragement is given at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook at Spirit, Truth, and Liberty Ministries, Inc.STLMI. We look forward to you joining us, and until then, may the blessings of God be with you.
It started with a few smaller bills. $50 here, $80,
$100.
I had good health insurance.
Why isn't this covered?
Well, then they started getting bigger. $800.
$1,800.
I saved for this.
But not that much.
I'm glad I had Aflac.
They gave me money when I needed it most.
That's why Aflac is here, to help with the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
I love that Aflac duck.
Aflac! Get to know us at aflac.com.
In Japan, they have something called Kobe beef. That's how we do it at Luke's Pub. 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 Y'all come out and see us.
Headquarter Nissan has the same used cars as our competitors for much less, and with a lifetime warranty.
Their 2018 Ford Fusion, $17,700. Ours, $16,900. That's over $750 less.
Plus a lifetime warranty.
Their 2017 Altima, $15,900. Ours, $15,400.
Plus a lifetime warranty. Compare and see for yourself. Don't pay more for less, pay less for more. A lot more. Headquarter Nissan.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. Now, this deal is time for our SEC report brought to you by our good friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors. And man, I tell you what, COVID, it waits on no one. It's basically knocked out a plethora of games this week, and I know that everybody's on pins and needles. We got off to a great start here with the SEC schedule several weeks back. This week, man, it seems like this is the most impactful week that COVID-19 has shut us down.
I mean, really, this has been the impact week, DJ, and I think Greg Sankey, when they were doing the scheduling opportunity, I think they built in the December 12th day as being just a league-wide bye week for that week. But really, it's been needed. I mean, everybody, 80% of the SEC is shut down this week. So really, they're going to make some adjustments. But like you said, and we were talking earlier, DJ, some of those games, if they don't have any playoff implications, they probably won't play those games, DJ. So really, it's going to be an opportunity for where adjustments are big, and we've been talking about adjustments the whole year. Some of these games and some of these schedules are going to be adjusted.
Absolutely, and right off the bat, I'll name a few, and if I miss some, you can come right behind me. We know that Texas A&M And Tennessee will be canceled. Georgia and Missouri most recently has been canceled. LSU and, of course, Alabama. That game, and we're talking about playoff implications, LSU has had such a dismal season, it really doesn't matter. And then this is their second time having to postpone a game. So that 1 week means that they're not only going to have the chance to make up that one game, but you know what, the other week, hey, you know, if they don't make it up, who cares? Because LSU doesn't matter. They're not going to win and go anywhere in the West.
It doesn't have any playoff implications, like you said, DJ. But really, the other ones, like you said, Auburn, Mississippi State, Georgia, Missouri, Florida, and Arkansas, they will play. Ole Miss and South Carolina, they will play. Texas A&M, Tennessee, like you mentioned, they're canceled. Vandy and Kentucky, they'll play. So really, we talk about 80% of the scheduled weekend. And really, we're talking not only just talking about these games, DJ. That's a lot of TV revenue.
It is a lot of TV revenue, but at the same time, Dale, the times that we're in, obviously, you know, when it hit initially, you know, it was one thing before the season started. Now that the season has started, we got it up and running. We're approaching, of course, another peak, according to all the experts, as far as COVID-19, the coronavirus, and on top of that, the flu season.
The flu season. And really, you know, they have been warning us, the Center of Disease Control has been telling us that December was going to be the toughest month. And really, November is basically opening the door for December. And like you said, when you combine the flu and the coronavirus piece, you're going to have a lot of outbreaks out there.
Hypothetically, let's just talk about some championships. The SEC championships is slated for December the 19th. And of course, the college football the playoffs, they have dates. Now, do you see how them making movements and with the dates, the hard dates of the SEC championship, for that matter, the ACC championship, and even the Big Ten, the Pac-12 championships?
I do. I think they're going to be. I think they've given themselves enough leeway, DJ. If they have to adjust a weekend, you know, instead of December the 19th for the SEC championship or for the ACC championship, if they have to move a game, I think they have a little air in there to move that game. If anything, they push back, DJ. They're going to push back some bowl games. But I think really just for the championship piece is concerned, especially when you start talking about the ACC championship game, you know, with the Clemson and Notre Dame piece in place, the SEC championship piece, you know, if it's a Georgia, Florida, or whoever it is, you know, and really even with the Texas A&M, a lot of teams have already canceled the game. They got to play 2 games, DJ, so they put those 2 off. But I think really the key word and what we keep talking about is playoff implications. That's going to be the biggest thing, playoff implications, because I think really that's been the whole thing for the whole year, DJ, readjusting and just making adjustments of games and whatever you have to do to get these games in.
All right, before we get out of here, we got to talk about a couple of teams that you love and we like around here in the SEC, Auburn, Georgia, and Alabama. Right. We know that nobody's going to be playing, but you know the situation in Athens, Dale, we talk about quarterback and talk about Stetson Bennett. You know, he's out this week. He's got a bad shoulder. He's not going to play, and apparently DeJuan Mathis and some other kids, the Carson Beck kid, supposedly, and JT Daniels supposedly are going to be playing this week for reps to see who's going to be the starter. But I think, and again, I know that based on what Kirby has done, Dwayne Mathis is going to be his guy. I just say that right now, not without watching practice, but it makes sense to go out and let him get the first toss at it, and from there he has the other 2, Carson Beck as well as JT Daniels.
Yeah, well, really, DJ, I hear what you're saying. I think it should be DeJuan Mathis. I think really for him getting in the game after Stetson Bennett was hurt against Florida, I just think it's really the question mark is he getting bigger and bigger about the Georgia quarterback situation. But I think really. I think we're going to see some JT Daniels here in a minute, DJ. And I think really I think DeJuan Mathis played pretty good for probably the reps that he might have gotten, DJ. But really just you have to get in the game to get the speed of the game. And I think what I saw with DeJuan Mathis, especially on his deep throws, that he was rushing. And I think really just calming down, getting his feet settled, he throws a beautiful ball, DJ. But I think one of the biggest things about some things you just got to adjust to, and you grow and develop when you're playing.
Absolutely.
So reps, I think that's going to be big.
Reps is the reason in the way that you do that. As far as Alabama and Auburn, I think Auburn, boy, they couldn't have hit a dismal stop at a crucial time, because they were just hitting their stride, coming off of a big win over LSU, and everybody looking good. The offense looking like an Auburn-type offense. Bo Nix, playing with confidence, playing with, with a passion, and again, everything was just hitting. But now you got this lull.
Yeah.
Alabama on the other side, I don't worry about it because they got the championship culture there. And, they are the best team in the country, and all this is going to do is give them more time to heal up the bumps and bruises during the latter part of the season.
And I agree with you on the Alabama piece, DJ. And really, this is the 13th year in a row that Alabama has been the #1 team in the country for at least 1 year, DJ. So just for that system, that climate, that culture, that environment, they do what they need to do over there at Alabama. And I think really for the Alabama-LSU game, I don't think LSU is as good as they have been advertised this year. So really, when you start talking about, we got to adjust this game. Is it worthy of playing LSU? Are we going to even try to play these games, or we're just going to go straight to the SEC championship game and play Alabama and Florida? It's going to be an interesting thing. But really, I was very impressed with Kyle Trask too, DJ. Speaking of Florida, I think he did a hell of a job against Georgia. I think Georgia played just that bad. But when you almost throw for 500 yards and 4 TDs, DJ, that speaks volumes. And this kid was dropping dimes, DJ. So I really didn't think he was that good. But after seeing that game against Georgia, I think really, man, he's the real deal.
He is the real deal, and he has a heck of a story as well. Felipe Franks was the quarterback, got hurt. That's how Trask got in and got his shot. And the rest is history. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation right now. But when you talk about, Dale, the implications that we're talking about moving forward with playing games or in preparation for the SEC championship game, the only teams that I think that as far as I'm concerned, Texas A&M, the way they've been playing here recently, if they get into a situation where they have a scuttlebutt and have some decisions to make with regards to continue to play, because they are one of the hottest teams in the West. And Florida, as of right now, they, it makes sense for them. Nobody else is in control of the East unless they, lay an egg. But, Alabama is Alabama. And again, all the other games, like I said, there's no need of really, ruffling any feathers. And if it's not any applications due to the fact of being in the ACC or SEC championship game, hey, man, don't play it.
I mean, really, and I think really Greg Sankey is looking that way, DJ, because I think really, if I'm not mistaken, DJ, you have the East champion, you have the West champion you've been playing. But I think with the all conference playing, the 10 teams, I think it's the top 2 teams in the conference. And and it easily could be Texas A&M.
Yes.
So really, if all these other teams, if you're not in that top 2 teams, all the other teams, you might well shut it down, player, just get ready for the SEC championship game.
All right, we're going to take a short break. This is Sports Visions.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun.
Girls Trip!
We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy.
Broadcaster!
And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets.
It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-fil-A does. The chicken's super tender and honestly the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. It's now time for our Atlanta Falcons report and, of course, everything else that's going on in the National Football League. You know what? The Atlanta Falcons had the week off, man, and that's a great thing. Of course, winning the game prior to the off week, but man, when they come back, they got to get they got to get on their horses because the Saints are playing well, and that's who the Falcons will come back from a week from this Sunday.
That's right. I mean, you said a mouthful, DJ, and really, you know, the Falcons played a very good game last week, you know, and for beating the Denver Broncos. Matt Ryan played great, 28 of 34, 300 yards, 3 TDs. The Falcons played real good. On the defensive side of the ball, they're getting better and better. They're just letting some younger players play, but they're playing fast. And that's one thing that I like about them, DJ, when they play fast. They're off this week, but I think really one thing that Raheem Morris needs to be telling his team is this: one game at a time. We can go on a roll. We can beat everybody that's on the schedule. And if they can get hot at the right time, DJ, we can forget about all those other games they lost.
You know, the good thing about Raheem Morris, the interim head coach, is he's 3-1 with the Falcons. And again, for whatever reasons, those kids those young men have an opportunity to get it together, man. They're playing for him, and it's almost like night and day.
I mean, really, you can tell the difference, DJ. And they played with some energy with Dan Quinn, but they turned it up a notch, DJ. And I think really flying around, blitzing, doing what they got to do. They've basically been playing like we ain't got nothing to lose. And I think really when you can lift that chip off somebody's back, man, they can play a whole lot faster. They're not worried. They've already lost games, so they're not worried about losing anymore because they already lost some games. But if they can just focus on one game at a time and get on a hot streak, DJ, they might surprise some people, man.
You're absolutely right. And I'd just like to give you a little inside information regarding the Atlanta Falcons with, of course, them, you know, with the recent wins. However, you know, yeah, the team is getting fired up about playing, and they love playing for Raheem Morris. But at the same time, these guys are auditioning for the new coach, whoever that may be. So they have to go out and put good work on film. So, you know, they can't go out and lay eggs and not hustle and lay out. They have to perform. They're auditioning for whoever the new coach is, whether it's Raheem or somebody else.
I mean, really, they are, DJ. But like I said, you know, most of the schedule that the Atlanta Falcons have left is from inside their division. You know, they got to play the Saints. They got to play the Buccaneers. And I think really they're through with the Panthers, but they got to play these guys. They got to play 2 games apiece with the Buccaneers and with, well, not with just the Buccaneers, but they got with the New Orleans Saints. They got to play twice. So really, anything can happen in those games, but just say, DJ, if they win all their games, it's going to be a problem for somebody because they'll have an opportunity to go to the playoffs and they'll win their division. So that anything can happen. A 9-8, a 10-7 might get them in the playoffs.
You gave them a little extra game there. I know it's going to be an extra game added for the playoffs, but the 16-game schedule during the regular season. With that said, though, you know, having an opportunity to look around the NFL, and I tell you, man, I never would have thought that Ben Roethlisberger would have brought, you know, this Pittsburgh Steelers back to be undefeated at this time. I mean, they played, you know, pretty good ball, man, all year long, and of course, a comeback victory this past week, man. You know, that tells me a lot about not only Ben Roethlisberger, but you know, the coach Mike Tomlin.
I mean, Mike Tomlin, I mean, really, he has confidence in Big Ben. And in any team, I mean, whether you're playing college or the NFL, DJ, if you got a big-time quarterback, you got a chance. And I think really Ben Roethlisberger is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. They got a good receiving core with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But really, you know, we always talk about the receiver. The receiver is only as good as the quarterback. And if you got a big-time quarterback with a big arm that's been in some money games, DJ, you got a chance to win in the NFL.
Speaking of quarterbacks, man, you talk about some of the young quarterbacks that we've been following. I know you guys are excited about Tua out there. You know, I know he came in a weekend before last, and of course, he had the opportunity to play. He played okay, but it was mostly defense and special teams. But this week, he got a little bit more involved, and he looked good. And of course, going head to head with Kyler Murray and beating the Cardinals, Miami is definitely they're playing to be recognized, and they are. You better keep your eyes on them because it's not a situation where you got the old ways, the cold culture, as we say, of just going out and being satisfied with just being in the league. These guys are playing to win.
They are playing to win, DJ, and the Miami Dolphins look pretty good. Manny Flores, the coach down there, man, he got these guys looking pretty good, DJ. And one good thing about Tua, man, he makes your team look good. They're a whole lot more functional on offense. They look like a contending team, and really, I think they're probably about maybe another year or two away from competing with the Bills, because really it's going to be a recrowning of who's going to win the East this year, and I think the Buffalo Bills might be that team to do that.
The showdown last week, of course, was the two greatest quarterbacks in the league to date, and I'm talking about Drew Brees as well as Tom Brady. Man, Drew Brees and the Saints spanked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that we thought, and everybody according to all the aficionados, was the best team and headed to the Super Bowl. But you know what? They had a fall off for whatever reason. I know Tom Brady, he has the weapons, and everybody was talking and bragging about all the people he had outside, but they didn't talk about what he didn't have as an offensive line.
And I think really that, the New Orleans Saints just, exposed Tom Brady. And I mean, we've been saying this for 4 years, DJ. If you want to get after Tom Brady, you got to blitz. You got to bring some folks. You got to make him get that ball out of his hand real fast. And that's one thing that the New Orleans Saints did. Offensively, the New Orleans Saints, Sean Payton called a hell of a game. And I think for just getting the ball to Drew Brees and Drew Brees throwing the ball to his playmakers, Michael Thomas, he comes back. They're making plays everywhere. Alvin Kamara. I mean, these guys, man, are big time when they are clicking. And I think really they've lost. Everybody had a question mark about the New Orleans Saints because they had a couple of losses that they shouldn't have lost. But at the same time, Sean Payton got these guys ready to play at the right time.
Talking about playing at the right time, I tell you what, Cook up with the Minnesota Vikings right now, he is playing his butt off. Every time he touches the ball, he rushes for 200 or more yards, and now again he's putting the Vikings in a real good situation. But Dalvin Cook is outstanding. I mean, he's done a great job, man. In the last 2 games, over 200 yards. Running back hadn't done that in a long time, player, but really he plays very well. And the other thing, the running game and the running back piece is trending in the NFL. Because if you can run the football and you got a good running back that can get over 100 yards, you take some of the pressure off the quarterback and really make that play action pass a whole lot more dangerous. But I think really, as far as the running has been concerned, and everybody's kind of trying to get that running back, because you got to have a combination, DJ. You got to have a guy that runs for 100 yards, and you got the quarterback got to throw for 300 yards. And if you can get that combination, that's what you call a winning combination. You're right, indeed. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take another short break. This is Sports Vision.
Welcome to Peso River Residential Services, where we care for your family like our family. Peaceful River is dedicated to creating an environment where we constantly exceed the expectations of our individuals. We strive to set the industry standard and be the provider of choice that meets the lifelong needs of your family. We are the caring provider whose respect for the individual's privacy and protecting their confidentiality is our top priority. We are the provider whose most valuable asset is you, our family. Call Peaceful Rivers today at 762-821-1476. Remember, at Peaceful River, we provide peace for your peace of mind.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Vision radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Vision's Deal. I tell you, man, we got a lot of things happening. And again, I want to make sure that we let everybody know that, of course, the SEC, as far as ESPN, is going to be doing a broadcast with the crowning the Lakers the champion, but they're going to be playing again. Their season's starting up in a few weeks.
That's right, DJ. The NBA draft is November the 18th, and then they're going to start playing basketball again December the 22nd before Christmas. And you know, Christmas Day has always been big with the NBA, and I think really that's going to be great. But really, one other attention, DJ, they're going to play 72 games. They're going to play 72 games, and really all the games that they're missing, I hear ownership in the background saying, you know, all these games we didn't play, we definitely going to make sure we play 72 games. And I think really for all the other teams that didn't make the bubble or the playoff, they got players that's anxious to play. But I'm excited to see some NBA basketball around the wintertime, DJ, because that's what we're really accustomed to seeing. And I think one of the biggest things about that, DJ, to see some of that young talent that we got a glimpse of in the NBA bubble.
You know, and what would be interesting to me as well is to see, I know they had a short off season, but to see and follow some of the top athletes, to see what kind of transition did they make into their off-season training. I know that, you know, when you're talking about Zion Williamson, you know, he really had left a bad taste in everybody's mouth because he was not in physical condition that everybody thought he was, or at least they didn't play him as if he had something wrong with him. But just to see and follow how his growth and his development is as far as nutritioning, as far as conditioning, I'd love to be able to see a documentary on that. The same way with LeBron James, being as old as he is, you know, and having the short window to get rejuvenated and prepared, because again, you know, Zion and there's a big gap between Zion and of course LeBron. But just seeing how those guys handle getting ready for another season.
And you know, DJ, the other thing that I'm excited about when we start talking about the NBA is all the other storylines. The Kyrie Irving piece, the Kevin Durant piece up with the Brooklyn Nets. Then you got all these teams out west that we didn't know that were that good, DJ, until the bubble came about. It's a lot of basketball that's going to be played, but it's a lot of superstars out there. Like you said, the draft is there. The Zion Williamson piece, that's going to be big, man. But really, one of the biggest things, the Golden State Warriors, the Klay Thomas piece, the Steph Curry piece, these guys are coming back. Are they going to be that good? All the storylines that are out there, DJ, I think Adam Silver and the NBA has done a great job, but I am really excited about the NBA season this year.
And most recently, the biggest thing on the hopper with the NBA, Chris Paul being flirted, talked about going out with the Phoenix Suns. You know, they were the hottest team coming out of the bubble. Even though they didn't make the playoffs, they were 8-0, and they have just an outstanding nucleus of talent. Having Chris Paul to go down and help, of course, be a mentor and a leader on that team, man. That's another team in the West. If you add to the puzzle of that the mighty West.
I mean, really, again, DJ, it's gonna be great to see the NBA come back so fast before the Christmas weekend. We got the draft that's gonna be again on the 18th, DJ, to talk about some of these other top players from the LaMelo Ball to the Anthony Edwards piece. You know, they got players still coming in, and you got some great players coming from the international league.
All right, before we get out of here, we want to thank you viewers out there in CTVB land. We appreciate you. And again, tell a friend to tell a friend that, of course, the Sports Visions TV show is right here on CTV Beam. And to our listeners on the radio, WRCG 92.1. We do Facebook Live as well. And of course, you have an opportunity to go to our app, and I'll let you talk about that app.
That's right. If you want our Sports Vision radio app, all you smartphone users out there, all you got to do is go to your Play Store, type in Sports Visions Radio, and bam, and your app will come up absolutely free. And for the best in sport and local, regional, and national sports, tune in to the Sports Vision Radio Show.
Well, that's going to do it for all the Sports Visions we have for you today. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.